we had Arky. Arky, I believe, is still the coach. He was sort of the older Spanish player on the sAw roster. And then realistically, it was a bit of a weird choice to remove Arky and add Story with Stododo on the team, and Stododo then wasn't AWPing because Story was AWPing. Then Story has this insane story again with FTW, right? And then they're like, okay, we kind of want you back. You Jerks and Story have this insane performance and get FTW to Pro League through conference, and then they're like, well, okay, sAw is the one premier Portuguese organisation we want to be on, right? So, yeah, it's an odd one, and I think Story is one to watch as we get underway in this series with a lovely P250 entry from Just. And you asked me a question about who I'm going to pick on X-Finest, and I just want to see Snacks play well. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, you always do. He's such a fun player to watch. Just purely stylistically, you always feel like he's got that X factor. He's going to be down in Decon in this round, and he's going to need that X factor because he's about to face with the dualies. 1 kill found, looking for more. And watch Mutirius make his way around outside. He is taking a lot of space. It could get back up the vents, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So pressure onto Hades. Nice shot there. Execution. Hades looking for more. He's got a player coming up behind. Snacks maybe a little overzealous on that. But great hold from Hades to bring this into a 2v2. He just was patient with his USP there. Made sure he didn't give up the aim. It's going to be a tough plant.
Even tried to take really a lot amount of time with the last click. Yeah, I think maybe Vent would be the good call, but Shox is already guessing that possibility they may have walked around or gone down to B.
This is such a wild call for sAw. It works, but it's such a gamble. Because if there's just another player, you're assuming because Snacks came up the vent, there's not another player vent. But if there were, you lose. Almost guaranteed. Shox. Clears his corner. Maybe gets a bit of a double take there, but he still gets it done. And now pressure's on. It's just not going to be much to show here. Roman trying to pull him off the bomb. It's not planted for him. So what can he even hope to do? Not much. That's a bit of an awkward situation. Bit of an awkward post plant there for sAw. And it does fall apart. Nice round to win coming through for X-Finest.
Yeah, it's a shame, right? Because really they were left in no man's land with both of them in that situation, right? Because the player that's pushed up ramp is unfortunately a player without Kevlar. So he needs to get an insta headshot before he gets taken down, and he takes one shot, I should say, and then realizes, oh, okay, I can just body spam him now because he's got no Kevlar. Very quick death with the USP in that situation. And in the end, yeah, Roman, I'm not planted for him, and the door just being played with by Shox and played with to perfection and gave him no chance to advance past the angle. So, sAw, on plan, 4 Galils, Mac 10. That's the way you usually see it. Very limited utility because that is what you have to balance out. You want to go for the weaponry in this force buy. So, let's see what they can do with it.
Look at the damage. Oh, this nade. Doesn't find anything. That's really disappointing to me. There were 2 players who were limping, and somehow they dodged all the HE damage. That could have been a swing in this round. So they've got the opener, but the health is abysmal. Got the rifles. Interesting situation here. Hades backing out to big garage. Player up top in heaven. Watching for that. Is this twist? This is twist. So if he just right-clicks that nade down the ladder, he might find 2 kills. The timing is everything. There's the first. One of the low HP players here. Oh, goodbye, Roman. Goodbye. And it's a massacre. The bomb's now been hand-delivered into heaven. Twist can just sit on this. And this round is effectively over. Mutirius with a Mac 10 on site. What's he going to do? The answer is get 1 kill. $600 made, at the very least. Make it more expensive for them. Twist definitely not going to want to face here. But he should be dead. Not dead. 25 seconds. Don't think saving is really the idea. But apparently he's going to do it. I don't love this call.
No, I want to see him go for some bonus cash here. And there we go. Well, he's been found anyway, so they're going to go for a duel. Hades with the AUG takes him out. And not often you see the AWPers go to a scoped rifle early on if they don't have enough money for the AWP. So you can see Hades choosing that. But yeah, that was a weird round from sAw. I mean, I think they overcomplicated that significantly. I think it's always a gamble going up the ladder, not knowing what you're wandering into, So I think that in that situation, it makes a lot more sense just to go for a swing as a group, maybe down toward B, in a situation where you can actually trade rather than just shift up a ladder into someone who's holding the angle. Even if they didn't know it first, you can't trade that with a second player, can you? So it's an untradeable angle they chose, and they got punished for it.
So it's a hot start for X-Finest here. An opening pick for Snacks makes it a little more comfortable in this next. Just Deagles to contend with. Not expecting much of anything. If they find a bomb plant here, that would be, frankly, miraculous.
Yeah, it's just a timeout with no timeout necessarily expended. Talking about the next round with the pistols. Shocks, shoots 1 bullet, and gets 1 kill.
That's
Will
confidence.
go down.
I always admire the confidence when you one-tap.
Ooh,
Oh, speaking of
one-tap as
one-taps, they talk about Mutiris's, but they only talk about his one. Not one-taps, just the one.
Hades going full anime with that org skin with the stickers on it as well. Gotta respect that. Gotta own it, you know, if you're really into it. That's a classic. All the way around coming in.
Do you think the
Saw?
Valve community knows about the one-tap memes?
I mean,
For old Screamy?
because of Scream, I would think they would have looked back at old clips of him, yeah. So I reckon I'm gonna go with yes on that one.
Okay. I just remember the commercial for his mouse.
Of course.
They talk about
They
my
talk
one
about my
taps.
one taps.
Talk about my one taps.
For me, aiming is so easy. For Scream, not for me.
Classic. Not for me. Definitely, you've seen me play. Not for me.
I have. Don't do yourself a disservice, though. I saw you carry the other day on train.
What can I
train?
say? Carry God, Mike.
There's definitely one game you play well.
That's why I need Train back in the pool. I'll go
Fair
pro.
play. We had a chat about this, didn't we? Train would be nice to have.
We did, yep. Bring back Train. I'm actually good at that map. I was always good at that map, too.
Lots of teams were. Specific teams were, too. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think adding Train back into
Including
the pool would
Snacks,
be...
his old team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that would be a very interesting one if they were to bring that back at some point. Who would it favour? And if they replace Vertigo, I know Navi would love that for the pool, because Vertigo's been their permaban since forever.
They're not replacing Vertigo.
No, I know they're not.
If they replace Vertigo, I will be so shocked. I will put like a $5 bet down that
Fair
Vertigo
enough.
is not the next map out of the pool.
I don't think it will be either, but just knowing that lots of pros hate it, Valve never listens, so it probably won't happen anyway. Anyway, MP9, top part, double spray down for Twist.
Okay,
Nicely done.
Twist.
That grenade's going to be a pretty nice addition as well. Snacks was there anyway, and just will go down. Story, next lesson, but just like that. 4v2, bombs dropped on the site, and this round is pretty much over.
I mean, this was a pretty disastrous T round. They didn't do anything of interest.
I know.
When they go into A,
Stood
they
around.
have 1 flash, I think? Barely at a utility. Story's holding a Molotov. Why? Why wouldn't you throw that top hut? That was just a really mediocre round coming through from sAw. I don't know what the exact idea was. They hung in lobby for ages, maybe expecting a lobby crunch, but when they didn't get it, they didn't have a plan B. They didn't really have any clear idea of how to go on a site other than let's just explode out Squeaky and hope for the best and all die to an MP9.
Yeah. It's strange, isn't it? I mean, we've already spoken about how sAw have been very comfortable on this map historically. I always love to go to it, but you know, they look rough around the edges in the RMR, sure, against mostly better opposition in general. But they were still happy to go to it. But just watching them play it at the RMR, it was very questionable sometimes the decisions they made. And while they're so comfortable to go to it, you'd expect, if they are that comfortable, to have those protocols down consistently of, you know, use your money for top part if you go out A. And yeah, that just very messy again. And with X-Finest starting CT side, you never know. These sort of halves can get out of hand on the first game of the day. So we shall see. Going to rebuy straight into the following round though, so more weaponry to worry about for our X-Finest.
Jerks catches a nade early on, hasn't been able to get activated at all, and he won't in this round either. Shocks. Mowing down 2, and this is looking like a good hold. Twist hangs on to a little bit of space. Maybe he's under threat. Heaven player can't help him out, but they've left Story on his lonesome. Story eventually going to get that kill narrowed in, but Snacks was there in the right moment to punish and end it all. So well played from X Finest. Another explode play from sAw, trying to pick up the tempo here. This time, at least they have utility behind it, so they do get through the doors, but still not going to notch much.
At least that was a little bit more progress. They're getting there, I guess you could say. Unfortunately, they can't go again. They're going to have to be pistols. No bomb plant to invest any further. Let's clean up from X Finest in a hectic situation with plenty of flashes and the like getting in their way. And sAw have plenty of utility in this round to at least go for the outside play. They need the second smoke in though, and there it is. Someone now need to spam that with the help of the AUG, of course, long range from Hades. He still has that in hand. Now Shox is in position as they come down towards Secret. We're whiffing his shots a little bit, but makes up for it in the end. Now he's going to be falling away with a bit of utility. That'll be a great nade. Good damage, deals with U-jerks. That's going to be a bit of a rough one. Now Roman lurking outside for what seemingly no reason. They're just looking for one pick. He's got it, but never mind. They got the picks in Secret somehow, and they've got the bomb planted. 2v2 out of nowhere.
Yeah, this one's gotten real interesting. Roman getting that kill. I mean, Snack should have had him dead to right, just dueling outright with Tech9. Roman coming down the vent. He's going to be able to play off of this. Everything comes down to Twist, I think. Oh, timing. Timing. Still works out. A chance here for Roman. A chance. A rifle picked up. An AUG for it. Twist. Just going to stick. No, pulling off of it. Utility pulled him. Roman. 3, 2, 1. Oh, he got it. Oh, literally last split second possible.
Were you staring at the line as well?
That's a pistol round, Trav.
I was staring at the defuse line at the top of the screen like, this is getting close, it's getting close, 3, 2, 1, and then literally I think there must have been a pixel to spare there. I wouldn't be surprised if that was below a tenth of a second. Goodness me. So with the pistols, as we say, it didn't look like there was going to get much progress at all. Once those first 2 kills came in for Shox, he was doing a good job at wasting time, even if he wasn't getting the kills cleanly. He just got caught off guard. Even that lurk outside with the Tech9 wasn't... I didn't think it would get anything done, and guess what, it did. So, you never know. These things can happen, and sAw get off to a really important start. Winning on a half buy, on an eco, can often be very, very handy for your own economy, and it's already set them off nicely.
Shox, that's a very committed angle. Good damage onto the second. Honestly, surprising there. Usually that's just a one and done as soon as they know you're in the position, right?
Yep.
But as it is, path towards lower, and sAw have now found a spot where they can plant the bomb. Ooh, got real nervous. Roman was about to close the back of Just Head and take him out.
I did too. I was saying like that was a half a second away from smacking him in the back and probably taking him out. Would have just stopped dead, that grenade. So 3v4 on this retake. There's plenty of utility for Finest and 2 kits. You would favour them in this scenario, considering Just is so low as well. Lesser needs the tap, gets it. That's a really nice one to find. And they know that there's still one player toward the back of the silo, but Story, that's a glorious second headshot. Now he's got a chance for a full clutch. Oh my goodness, a spray transfer almost takes both of them at once. And now Hades, 8 HP versus 10. Another hold being tempted, but he's not taking the bait. He's making the footsteps. He's going in, gets the shot. Perfect from Story. Ace. That is an ace for him.
Incredible from Story. What a time to find the ace. I mean, these are not sustainable rounds for sAw. Frankly, they should not have won that round. But they did, and that's all that matters, because now the economy is Crack's finest. And this is all you need on Nuke. You just need to push that economy over the line. And they've done it. Damn, Story, what a time to step up. You highlighted him as the guy we're going to need to focus in on. The guy who's been on and off this roster.
My goodness.
Well, there he is. There he's delivering on the promise. What they wanted from him, what they always want from him. Now I just need to see my boy U-Jerks get on the board. Dude's been hard entrying every round and just getting dunked.
He's got eco frags to look for. At least that's something. Roman will steal one of them. When I say steal, I mean that lightly, of course. Everyone needs them. They're going to walk themselves in.
Frag wells.
One U-Jerks.
Where is U-Jerks? Let him go kill. Let him go kill. Let him go kill one of the last 2 people. Just let him crack that goose egg. No, he's the new guy.
Lobby. There you go.
Yeah, go hunt Shox.
It's one of those unlucky games where... Yeah, exactly. I was literally about to say they probably would die to a 5-7 because you just have an unlucky start and it just snowballs a little bit. I think I should find this one. does take a dink and a couple of body shots, so down to 15 HP from that. Nujux is holding the angle for a shot to creep in. It's too long range for an insta 5-7 headshot. And he's got it. There we go. He gets his one. It's not a team ace.
Like literally, if you're looking at this scoreline, you're going, oh, 1, 2, and 7. God, he's having a terrible game. But you have to look back at the rounds. He is flying into every angle. Like when they're entering ramp, he goes, dies, gets traded. When they go on hut, he goes, dies, gets traded. Every single round so far, he's just been a hard entry. And so if they're winning rounds, it doesn't really matter what his individual scoreline is. Now the question is, can they do it up against the rifles? That's what we're going to find out.
That's a very good point. It does not matter. It's all about the impact frags later on in the game you can put in clutch scenarios. For example, you win a singular round for your team and you just get one kill in an important moment, and that is the most important kill of the game. Just good spray down. That's a horrible flashbang for Snacks to deal with. Gets no chance, and Ujux gets himself one of the entries. Brilliant stuff. There is a hit back though. There's still a play on top of the rafters, which they didn't find. And finally, Ujux takes him out. Bit of a messy one. There's flanks on flanks. Blessing's still here. Low HP. Gets taken out. Okay, that was a round.
It wound up working out, but I think some of his teammates are going to be like, Ujux, the hell, man? What's going on? He's out blue box. He's dealing with Heaven. He gets the Heaven kill, and he just never looks right to realize there's a player up Mustang. Woo! All right. Okay. All good. Kill found.
Oh, damn.
Not a problem.
Why is that called Mustang? Do you actually know that? I've never checked that.
Yeah, it's based on a player, I think, who used to play there.
Oh, okay.
I remember having this conversation with somebody old school. But yes, that is called Mustang. Okay. I believe it's a player played up there.
Okay, fair enough. I just
whenever it's
rafters, I say rafters. Yeah, because I've never called it.
For me, I always that specific corner I call Mustang, and then if they're just along the back wall up there, I call that rafters.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah, gotcha. That does make sense.
But like that exact spot up in the corner to me is Mustang.
Gotcha. I mean, if you called Mustang and we were playing Nuke together, I would probably look there just from instinct. So fair enough.
Ooh, twist. Is now going to know that there is a player down secret. Does he know there's two? Maybe not. But he does know there's one. Doesn't make it any easier for Snacks to deal with him. Let's at least give him some information.
Yep. Sorry, spots an arm. Or the outside Reddit box. There's a bit of information, and I might try and deal with that now. I probably know that he's somewhere near the smoke. Why would it be here otherwise? And there we go. Muturist spams him out. No chance for Plessen. Good check, as you say. Roman, here's the shots from Twist. As he was used to peek. There it is.
Roman thought he was getting flanked. That was a shot through the door. Roman thought he was getting flanked.
Yeah, it was the cogs were turning, and eventually they hitched into the right spot for him to realise exactly what was going on there. I look at the mini-map and saw where Twist was, probably. Roman looking for one of these last two pistols. 3 pistols, I should say. Himself that one. Now 2 left to find. Twist gets 1. It's just Snacks.
I mean, I don't want to say the Deagle, but let's see if he can get the gun in garage. No is the answer. Would have been a nice find. It was actually the up. So they'll retrieve it themselves. And now we've got a tied scoreline. All knotted up. sAw running 5 in a row here. They've already done quite a bit on their T side, but they'll be looking to do a whole lot more.
Yep, 5-5 start. And in a row as well for both teams.
And now,
away and go ahead.
I think it's time for us to start to maybe shine the microscope on what Finest are doing, right?
Yeah.
We're focusing on sAw largely through the first few rounds where they were establishing themselves, but here's where we ask the question, does Finest actually know what they're doing on Nuke? Pleasant's holding outside. 2 players in towards ramp. They're going to send Shocks down low early on, guessing he's going to try and get towards Secret, but he seems to think they could be a lot closer. I think they think there's a vent dive on here. Pleasant gets a kill. That's a nice find. Won't get away from it.
Great start from Story this game.
They definitely think there could have been a vent dive based on Shocks' position here. And it's going to give them a lot of room to operate outside.
Yeah, right. We need to focus on Finest because, you know, maybe the Nuke choice was with the sense, okay, we're starting CT and maybe we could get a nice run of maybe a 12-3 and see what we can do. But, you know, that same logic applies to Ancient. So, you know, that's probably why we're mostly confused about the choice. Good pick, though, for Twist in main. Oh, Sorry misses a shot. One of the first shots he's really missed all game, it feels like. And Snacks will stop Roman coming out of hut. So 4v2, good recovery so far.
He hits that on land.
I would agree.
That's my favorite excuse when I miss an op shot. Oh, that hits on land.
Especially in my case when I play 100 ping with you.
True. Have you done any land gaming, Trev?
I actually have never played a Counter-Strike on LAN. I'd love to one day. Go to a
Oh,
frag.
do it.
Maybe?
So much better. Whoa, that would have been massive. That would have been meteoric if he gotten the second kill. As it is, it's just going to have to be a T-side save. Still decent damage, right? Keeps the economic pressure ratcheted up as we go through this round. So that's a nice kill to find, but it's not going to be a round win, and that puts Finest on to 6. Gives them a chance here.
Yeah, if it just so happened if maybe Story was right next to Just and could have instantly traded. I know he was very low, but maybe he can get a quick no-scope and then pick up the bomb and plant, because obviously Shock is elsewhere. So it would have been a chance, but not to be on this occasion. Yeah, I haven't played on LAN. I would like to. I mean, everyone says, Travis, come down to Epic LAN and have a bit of fun, but I think one day, once I do that, I'll have to tick the bucket list for a Philadelphia as well at some point, for sure. To America one day.
Sounds good. I mean, you could also do an iSeries or an Epic LAN, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one day.
Samia. There's a few. Ooh! Ooh!
Okay.
Snacks! Gets Mutiris to put the back of his head on his gun. And this is now another Chaos round. They've just gone to the straightforward A take, and it has not worked. Utility has been suspect again. And I really don't love these A takes coming out from sAw. This is what we saw earlier on. Story's gonna back away from this one. Damage is good. Damage is great. Honestly, bringing this down to a 1v2, this is already good. He's got a minute to work with. So X-Finest, they've got the bomb, but they need to be really careful not to give up any more casualties. And for Story on 4 HP, I think this should just become about the hunt. He's going to have an op in the next round, regardless. 3,800, plenty of money. Second round loss bonus, right? Like, they're going to be fine. So, if he gets one more kill here, he's already done enough. But one more kill here really puts the pressure onto them. Obviously, he's going to try and win the round, but...
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think in the case of saving, the only argument is maybe you don't want to give Finest an AWP because they don't have money to invest into one, I'm pretty sure, with the round win bonus they'll get. So, even with Pleasant, I'm not sure they'll have enough to drop one over. So, he doesn't want to give one for free. That maybe is logic behind that. And with the bomb where it is, pretty impossible, especially these events are occupied by Snacks. But you never know, 20 seconds, he's looking for it.
He can plant this. If he plants front, cooling, he gets the bomb plant.
He's missed it. He's walked past it.
He's just trying to clear. Like, all right, bro, where are they playing? Nope.
Unlucky.
Wrong choice. Tough situ. Again, the economic pressure's on. The op is delivered over, but we're starting to come on the back half of the rounds, and Finest are doing enough to put a fight together here. This has to be an investment from sAw. This has to be an investment from sAw. There's no way they can let this opportunity slip. Yeah, there it is. Okay, Justice going to be limited, but it's plenty good enough. It's plenty good enough. They've got oodles of utility as well. The A takes have been uninspiring, but elsewhere they've had a lot of success, and it seems like they're going to go back to outside to try this. Good Molotov. Forces a smoke to be burnt. Now look at the walls outside. They're just trying to get down secret. A lot of damage being done, and Roman actually does get collected.
Oh, so much damage.
The slow walk. Either run or don't. Shox is going to be in a tough spot to clear out here. He's on an island, so if they can kill him, that's great. And of course, Udrix has gotten the short end of the stick. He's down low, so he gets the dig.
Yeah, unfortunately. Story's been nuts, so while he's still alive, you never know. He's not just got 15 kills, he's got 8 assists as well. That's plenty of damage and help, and
that's
a
massive.
Completely surprise shot behind the site, and Story hits another head as well. Sure, Hady's got one, but it doesn't really mean much. Look where Udrix is. He's a chance to maybe get one on this big off angle, but the timing's tough. Still gets the one. How has he got away with that? Snacks goes down, moving deagle shot from Udrix. That makes this one so difficult.
They might just turn this into a save. If Blessing can get out of here, right? Twist is an MP9. Maybe that's less worth having, but no, they're going to go for it. They're going to risk it, and that's... I mean, their economy is going to be in shambles. Absolute shambles here. Twist with an MP9, I mean, it's desperation at this point. It seems like he might even just slip away. Should be able to get a rifle off his teammate. There we go. At least it's something to take through in terms of the AK. But this is a bit of a catastrophe. This is the round we were talking about. sAw just needed to crack through one. They kept the economy so under pressure, and now they've got a chance to make this an 8-7 in their favor.
Yep, comeback is on. Even possibly win that half. Story 16-7. This is a brilliant performance on T-side Nuke from him. Whether it's been with an AWP, whether it's been with a rifle. Ace, of course, that he got. Superb. Well, maybe just thinking back on it, maybe he was a little bit lucky to do so much damage to both those two players in that ace play, but you see, had that intel that he hit both of them, it was a great find. And look at that, you jerks, once again, as you so rightly point out, Mike, diving into an early peak, unfortunately taken out by Plessim. And look at Twist, playing around the smoke, completely punished by Roman, so 4v4. Lesson, of course, is very low for the back of that, but Hades gets both. They're just walking into A dry. That's not the way to do it, boys. Roman lasts alive, and Hades gets all 4. What a quad that is.
What is sAw's temptation to just walk out the hut and never check Mustang? They don't check Mustang, and they just walk out. You would think they're the team that's not prepared to play Nuke. Just stop going A. Just stop.
It's not working, is it?
Do not know how to take the site, it seems like. That's brutal. Paul's going to come in here as they try and figure out their money for this last round. I mean, that's such a bailout for Finest, right? That is such a bailout. You were on the ropes. Your economy was limited. You shouldn't have been able to do that much here. And then sAw just serve themselves up on a silver platter, don't clear the position, and give up 3. I think that's brutal.
It shows how poor their timing and spacing was in that round. That Hades can get 4 very clean kills with the A1S in one clip. That very rarely happens now as well, with 20 bullets per clip.
You'd think after you got punished by, I think it was Placid who was in that position at one point when Jerks just didn't look at him.
Yeah.
You'd think you'd clear Mustang. What? There's 3 of you, right? You don't all need to look at hut as you come out. You don't all need to look at back cooling. You gotta have your protocols for who's clearing what when you have all the bodies up. It's not like they were in a massively man-down situation. You've got 3 players coming out of hut. Someone's got to check, man. 4 up. It's just...
Yeah. It's always so uncomfortable to look up and check Mustang, right? And get to like, oh, I'm going to be too lazy to check it. And being lazy in Counter-Strike gets you punished, as we just saw. Snacks with a opening kill, but already shots have been lost as well. And goodness me, Hades is in the middle of nowhere. So down with B with the Tech 9s, and they're picked up AK.
Dude, they're really good at taking B. There's a player in Rat Hole, though. They haven't checked it. They haven't cleared it. They haven't cleared Rat Hole. This is going to be Snacks. Snacks is going to kill them all. Oh, they haven't checked this at all. They have no idea. Snacks knows. Snacks knows. They don't know. Freebie. Gonna play patient. Player turns towards him. Has to pull the trigger. That's actually really fortunate for them that he revealed his position. And it's gonna wind up in a last round win. Snacks maybe making the move a bit too early, but that'll send us to the break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
here. 8-7 is the scoreline. This feels like it's a pretty good lean for sAw, but based on some of what we've seen in the first half, I really don't know the way to read it. sAw, they look phenomenal in some rounds, incredibly buttoned up, and then other rounds they just don't check a position and it's disastrous. So
yeah,
I am finding these tea leaves difficult to translate, Trav.
it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? I mean, I think they'll still be relatively happy with 7 on T side, considering they were 5-0 down at one point and it looked like it might get out of hand. So they recovered quickly, broke the economy, and came back into it. Now we're going to be bursting into the A site with plenty of utility, and it's actually a really nice execute. Not many bullets left for Twist to fight Heaven, but Shox bails him out, and just like that, that is a lot better execute than we saw from sAw on their T side. And it gets X-Finest a 4v1. 2 players very low, and Nuke is going to continue to fight for it. Gets 1, but he's going to be flanked by a couple of players outside, so he needs to be very careful. He's actually going to go for that duel, but how much damage will be taken if he continues to fight that from that range. He'll drop down towards the site. Some extra kills would be nice for a kill bonus. He's got no kit, of course, so it's going to be almost impossible. Less than more finish it off. So only the 1 for U-Jerks, and the pistol goes X-Finest's way.
Still, this is the... I'm trying to figure out how to call them. Combine U-Jerks and Renaissance. It's not working.
Yeah,
Jerks.
That is very difficult. I'll give you that.
Unisance? Jerksance? It's not really working. Suffice it to say, he started out 0-7 down. He's 7-11 right now. It's been a nice wake-up, at least. For U-Jerks, would love to see him get more involved in the second half. Forced by here. Means that sAw pushing some chips into the middle of the table. That scout shot does not land. Story not on at all. 2 shots, 2 cracks at the apple. Looked like he might have had a player dead to rights, but instead, they're going to be down secret, and there's not a lot to show here for sAw. This is going to come down to Roman. Roman has an MP9. How does Roman want to play this?
Just fight each other in events. Yeah, who's going where? Do you want to rotate? Will I leave? We organised it in the end for both of them to be at the events, and that might be both going up now at this point as that resmoke for door comes in, so makes sense.
Oh, they've completely given up lower.
That's the problem.
Completely given up lower. This looks like a split B to me, although Shox is poking A with the bomb. But with Pleasant and Twist finding this space, I mean, you gotta imagine this is a split B. They don't have utility anymore. A single flashbang on Pleasant, but he's down low, so you can't really entry ramp with it. It's just gonna be dry, whatever they do eventually do, and they're coming out secret. I really don't understand what the read is here for Finest. They've got all this space towards lower. Now they're gonna go for the vent drop, but that drops the bomb. Fortunately, it does go down.
Oh.
So this is gonna be a bit of salvation for them, perhaps. Gutierrez will get a gun. This is far from a comfortable post-plant situation, but Muteris going down will make this easier. Now they control Decon. The trade is there, so Decon quickly snatched back. The retake's all coming from one side. They don't need to worry about ramp, but obviously they don't know about that. Still some gun salvage, some weaponry picked up here. This first kill on Placid, this would be huge, but just can't bring it through. And now it's starting to stabilize. Roman and Story, they don't have time. They don't have time for this. They're continuing to do damage. They're doing a ton of it, to be fair, but there's just no more ways to win the round.
Clean up from X-Finest in the end there. There was a slight glimmer of hope once the MP9 traded in Decon and recovered it back into a 4v3, but yeah, in the end it's just so difficult to retake the B-bomb site in general, whether you have good weaponry or even poor like that, so it's almost impossible. At least they did some damage, at least. That is something. Not like they just let 4 players survive. They didn't get them down to 2, so it could be worse. Of course, now X-Finest have a full eco to eat up, basically, other than Roman's Deagle. So they should be okay. Mac 10 coming in as the insta-headshot of the 5-7. That gun is way too good sometimes, but doesn't need to happen for the CT side. Sometimes when you're stretching an economy, gives them a chance with a pistol that can do that much work. Drag from Hades toward held position, and these pistols are getting eaten up pretty nicely. Twist taps down just. Shox, I think, knows it could be a player close. He's checking it, and he destroys Muteris' life. We'll be back next round, don't worry about it. Story lost alive, spammed by Hades. 15 for Hades, 16 for Twist, 14 for Stacks. Not bad.
It is a very dramatic way to call it death. He destroys his life. Man's gotten into his email. He's, messaged all of his business contacts, talking trash. He's ruined his relationship. He reported him for tax fraud. Ruined his life.
Yeah.
Destroyed his life.
His in-game life for the next 30 seconds, that's all. Good.
If only we could get that respawn button. IRL.
So true, bestie.
I want Bethesda game style quick saves.
We're going in fast again.
Oh, here's the execute up top. Story gets a kill. Joss the second. He's looking good from on top of the hut. There's no Molotov for it, right? This is a problem that we saw before. And they just get completely dismantled. It was an issue the other side, right? Not having the utility for this A exec. And this time it comes back to bite. X-Finest. As Flassin is the next one to hit the grave.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting one, right? Because I'm pretty sure there was a molly for top hut because there's no other reason for top hut's floor to be blackened. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was just like, it was sort of dark little bits on the floor. So I reckon the molly was there, but it didn't spread enough. I don't think it spread to the corner. So it was easy for the cleanup. And of course, that was technically a bonus round for Finest. They still had a Mac 10 and stuff like that. So wanted to try something quick. Don't blame them. And sure, it's a bonus round that leads into not the best buy in the following, to be fair. I mean, they have the AWP shot because it's left down to a deagle. So keeping the game close at least. X-Finest are not showing that they're not completely lost on this map, which I'm impressed by. Maybe the addition of Snacks as a sort of more of a permanent player now on X-Finest, since they lost the organisation, has made them happier to go towards Nuke more often than Ancient. A shot from Hades gives them an opening in round 20.
There you go in the limited round. That's a great way to get it going with the AWP. Big problem here is going to be the lack of Molotovs. For the T side. So there's going to be smokes. Get down secret. Full outer smoke. Bomb's going to go join them. Wow. They seem to be of two minds here. They've changed their mind. They're just going to try and get Plesson down the vent. That Molotov will slow him down. And he's going to get checked. And now they're going to realize that this is a fake. Two players here means that the rotation is going to be a bit slow. But his X-Finest is going to be quick enough to actually catch them in rotate. Because now Joss has gone down to watch the vent drop. You've got the player wandering outside. Roman is going to continue to realize that there's nothing else here for this outer hit. It's going to get weird.
Oh, just...
No one's actually in really good position to help Jerks. They've left him on an island. Despite having all of this information, they're not rotating it. It is a vent drop, and he gets nothing. Just gets nothing. Oh, no. Oh, this is a catastrophe. Snack stays behind. This should have been their round. They had so much information, so much control, and instead it's disastrous.
That... the only thing that I can really say about that is that, sure, it's very unlucky. Let's actually pass this clutcher for a second, because Roman's got a chance here. He knows that the AWP is probably holding him. Goes for the wide swing. That's beautiful from Roman to fake out Hades. And now it's a 1v1, and he knows that Snacks was holding the rotate. So he's miles away, but now he's in a good position towards single door. Roman goes for the tap, forces Snacks out, going for the duel. Snacks playing with the door, playing very well is Snacks in this situation. He knows how to play these situations. Now down to 29 HP with a bit of a dink. Holds the door, playing with the door, closing it in his face. That's the way to do it, Snacks. You're being an absolute a rat right now, and it's absolutely perfect. And I don't think there's time for the defuse. No. That is classic Snacks, and it wins X-Finest their 12th.
There we go. Beautiful play from Snacks. Roman clearly didn't realize how far Snacks was away. Hung behind on the lurk. Would have had time to just stick it on the defuse, but he tries to clear first. Didn't have the comms, didn't have the information. And that is vintage Snacks.
Yeah.
In the best sense.
I thought for a second, you know, when Just was in the vent, as you say, like, the fact he gets nothing is unbelievable, but that was, in general, unlucky not to get one, because the guy who killed him is falling, and even though he's literally in his face, there is RNG in that frag, so that can definitely have gone either way.
That's why a lot of players will prefer, instead of looking straight up, will prefer to play the drop.
Right? Gap.
So you can have a more reliable lineup on the headshot and on the kill, and there's a couple different ways you could play it, but yeah, no, he still should have absolutely had one at a minimum. That's rough. It's so much information. And I thought with the vent drop coming in, it was actually the misplay coming through from Finest, and no, they just make it work. Another vent drop going to come in this time. The bomb gets dropped. Is that up top? Uh-oh, it's up top. Didn't go down. Someone has to go to retrieve it.
This is horrible.
And Placid maybe getting a little overzealous, considering he's completely isolated. Now means that X-Finest are in a tough position in this round.
It's those sort of plays which do look like a team that has played this map twice in 12 months, you know? is a little bit separated. Losing the bomb, no need to just lose another member. After you've lost the bomb there, sure, you're trying to get some sort of advance, knowing that it's now going to be a tough round in a 5v4 anyway. So maybe catch a player rotating close up, but Tesson was just way too quick on that one, I think, in the end. 5v2, Twist and Snacks remaining. Some damage would be nice, because the economy has not been built up whatsoever, of course, on sAw, so even 2 kills would be handy here.
Kind of interesting. Roman's going to get a freebie there. Probably has no idea where Twist is.
There we go.
So Twist will catch one. Himself a bit of an upgrade, but it's immediately snatched away. Well held from sAw. 4 players surviving here is a great find, and it's likely going to be a double eco situation for X-Finest. So the investment's going to come through here. Reminder, that last round, you know, they didn't have any survivors. Snacks pulled off the ultimate cheeky play. But this is still going to turn in to a 4 spot, because they got it. They got it. They ain't got no cash money.
Yep. This is the reality. Duration. Performances from sAw at the moment. They might be 3 rounds behind, but we've got Roman on 21, Story on 20, just going even. Right now it's just UJX and Mutuus lagging behind a little bit. So if we can UJX have himself a round or 2, then that might be enough to get sAw back even again. Now trying to hit the wall bangs, and well, he's successful with one of them. Shame it's only a 20 HP wall bang. If it was a headshot, it may have been double that, maybe more.
Oh! Jerks is good for it. No jerksing about with this one.
Wonder where his... Do you have any idea where his alias comes from? You jerks.
No clue.
As this makes me think of... It's not ew, is it? It's not like ew as in something's disgusting. It reads as you as like a sheep, you know? It's just a weird sort of combination of words.
I have no clue, to be honest. We've speculated about it. We've wondered about it.
In the green room at conference.
In the green room.
Yeah.
At conference, but... No, I have no clue. If you know the story of Udrix's name, tweet at TravCS.
Or at Darth Mike.
Or at Darth Mike. Let's see. Do you actually have more followers than me? You probably do.
You've been reining in a bit recently.
Ah, I'm above you. There we go. I was gonna say you're a bit of a Twitter gremlin sometimes.
Sometimes.
Gotta get that clout. There we go. Trick is to have someone else run a giveaway, but tag you in it.
That is true. That is true. I'll give you that one.
That's the secret. Oh, kills coming in hot and heavy. Nothing doing in this round. It was a bit of an easy, bit of a freebie. But, you know, we've seen the easy ones get away from them before, so good for sAw to bring that through clean. Big round now. Limited buy. Not a ton of util. No op. And Finest might be watching their chances of this map slip away.
Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one now. This is the one that means it all, because I mentioned sAw's economy wasn't built up at all. Well, guess what? They just won a couple of clean rounds, and now they're up to a very comfortable level of having maybe a buy and a half at least in arrears if they even lose 2 rounds in a row. So, be interesting. Shox is very happy there just to lose 8 HP of his life jumping off the T roof. But he only has the Tech 9, so it's not the end of the world. So we're going aggressive. We get something with this, and there we go. Plesson is holding it. The AWP is just better. That gives sAw an early 5v4.
Jerks. Gonna get completely overwhelmed here. Trying to play a bit of an off angle. And you just get shot down. Story, gonna need to hold the line here. Op should be good for 1, but more is gonna be a tough ask, and he whiffs that one. Bit unfortunate. Oversight. Nuteris taking 1, but 1 and done, and Story run down means that this is a great round now for the T's. Bomb down. There's enough money. sAw can certainly risk giving this a poke, but if they're not given a kill, it's tough to imagine them getting back into this round with a Molotov down at the decon. That buys extra time. It's just such a tough situation. It might be as much about trying to keep the players in towards the site to try and get kills as anything else. Time is short, and that's a big kill for Snacks to find early on. There we go. Big round
Stuff.
for X Finest. They had to get it, Trav. They get it.
Hades and Snacks, 2 kills apiece. The Polish duo on X Finest doing a great job in that round once again. Snacks seeing the wallbang attempt come in, and when he sees it, he just peeks it because he knows he's got a free kill. That was just an advertisement to peek there for Snacks. And Snacks is a bit of a master at the nuke wallbangs. As a famous clip of, I think, him getting ace, and 4 of the kills were just wallbangs through the B site vents and through the decon wall and something like that. And he knows his angles on this map for sure. And as I said earlier, maybe just the addition of Snacks was enough for X Finest to say, okay, Snacks, do you hate Ancient? Yeah, I hate Ancient, mate. Okay, let's go to Nuke then. You played a lot of Nuke in your career. You know this map. Let's change it. And honestly, from what I've seen from Monty side, it's not that bad at all.
No, I'm actually pretty surprised. They look pretty solid. There's been some moments. Mostly both sides have struggled with those A takes, which admittedly there's a million angles. It can be tricky. I've been critical. But for the most part, I actually do like what I've seen from X Finest.
Yep.
They have not looked like what I was worried about, which is a team that doesn't know how to play Nuke.
And it's weird, isn't it? Because there's been some rounds by sAw which have looked a hell of a lot
Here's a good
worse.
one.
Like, okay, there we go. There's an X Finest T round that perhaps looks a little bit like a sAw round. Even Hades, through the flame smoke there, barely could even see anything there, Roman, but gets himself 3 on the hold as they rush through the Molotov. That is not one that's going to be too successful too many times. And Roman's on for an ace here. 4 kills, gets finally finished off by Plesson, but trade is going to be on instantaneously because the ramp flank is in. So an instantaneous hit back. Used instantaneous in 2 separate occasions in 1 casting line. Remember that one? But
It was an instantaneous delivery.
It was.
But no, I mean that's a tough round. That's a tough take for sure. The Molotov is perfectly timed. It's a nice play from Ramen. And they're so focused on Mustang, right? Because it's been a problem for both sides. That they're all clearing it. No one's watching back cooling. So again, a situation where, you know, having your protocols, knowing who's looking where and the what when, maybe getting away from them. Those ATX are tricky. See it again. Flashbang's on, but Roman right up in him.
Wow.
He just holds down mouse 1 and they deliver. Flashbang's a little too effective perhaps for both sides, and now it's going to be a tied scoreline. sAw, they've got all the money in their favor. They've got all the momentum in their favor. They got another eco on deck from X Finest, and this is where we should see sAw just pull away on their map pick. It's been a brawl. It's been a fight. It's been a real struggle, but here's where you start to see the form. You start to see the comfort come in.
It's weird, isn't it? Because there's such a fine line, especially with utility, of how a good A-site take looks. And if the line is stepped over even a tiny bit, it looks like that. If it's slightly under and your flash is spot on, it can just absolutely overwhelm the site and the CTs have no chance. It's why I actually like Nuke a lot in general. I mean, people have said that Nuke is one of the best maps, maybe the best map in the pool at the moment, just to have as a middle ground for a lot of teams. But obviously there are other choices for that one. But yeah, I honestly do think that was just how different takes can be. Sure, a lot of the time it's a secret walk, a lot of the time it's a fast A play, but fast A plays, as I said, can be so different so often.
All right, Mutiris, that one's not going in the highlight reel. Bit of an awkward swing. Once you fluff the initial spray, you really can't go back for more. Should still be all right. They've got enough rifles pointed this way. They've got enough contain on this outside. There shouldn't be any space to get on through, and Story's going to illustrate that point nicely. Roman dropped. sAw giving some opportunities through here, but now in a 3v1, this should be fine. And Shocks, easy goner.
There you go. Story also now up to 29. Roman and Story on 29 in this map. That's a pretty impressive performance from them. Almost 60 combined, and they could still hit that as we've got a couple of rounds still to go. 14-13. You mentioned that X Finest now backs up against the wall after them coming back to 13 all. Things should be in sAw's favour. I do agree with that. This is the buy that means everything. They lose this one, they're not going to be left with much at all in terms of the money, the economy. It might be a day late and a dollar short going into round 29.
25. A lot of utility being spent outside. Molotov in towards the vent as well. Put the pressure on the lower player. Mutiris is about to have his hands full. They're bringing in support in the form of Jerks. I'll bring his Story back to watch a ramp. Spreads this defense out a little bit. Jerks isn't sure how he wants to play this.
Boost.
Decision's never a great sign. Good timing on the Molotov. Mutiris has a spot, not the shot, but he's got the info, and that draws more bodies down lower. Now Roman is on the angle, and Roman has been so good, but he's going to be deleted here. Good damage off the nade, but no kills. And this flashbang, this clear, this could be deadly, but Mutiris, he holds the line. He's got a second. No, not at all. Hades, what a shot. Ujerks up on top of the tower. He's now the lone sentinel here. Story's trying to drop down, but he wanted to be sure that he wasn't going to get peeked from Trophy in the first place. Jerk's timing is going to be everything here, and he finds it. Now, what do? They know there's somebody lurking up top, or at least they've got a very good suspicion. I don't know whether they've spotted Snacks or whether they just know how he likes to play. But eventually, he's going to be activated, and I think he's managed to dodge all suspicion. Story's going to look for it, and he gets caught. But Snacks is a little bit too late on it. He's the only one surviving now. No time. They're just going to wait him out. Ain't nothing that Snacks can do about this, and he'll even die, fortunately, before the timer expires.
That's the only silver lining, though, in that round. For its finest, they're going to be left with probably Galil's utility in this following round. Maybe a Mac 10. There you go. Pressing on that one. Great hold from Ujerks. 4 kills for him. Very nice quad, and that gets him back up to an even KD as well after his early struggles. He was 0-0-7 at one point, was Ujerks, and now look at that. ET side, he's back up to an even standpoint. And now it's finest now with their backs against the wall. Need these last 2 to push us to OT. They have 4 Galils and a Mac 10 to do so. At least the utility's good, as I said, but it's going to be a struggle.
Story finds his 30th kill of the game. You could actually see a second 30 bomb here if Roman gets one. This has been a strong day for Story and Roman. Come on, give it. How often do you get dual 30 bombs on the team?
It's true.
How often does that happen?
There's no one single digits either on the rest of the team, so it's a pretty solid team performance in the end.
Mutiris is actually the only player without a positive KD too, or at least even, right?
Yeah.
That's impressive. Might not hold. We'll see how this round goes. But on a 5v3, it's looking pretty dang good. And Roman gets his 30th! Woo! 2 30 bombs! Feels like we just saw a unicorn.
It's because there's not been many saves as well, right? There's been very few saves. I think that's the main reason that a lot of these numbers have come in. Snacks gets a trade toward Roman as he finishes off on 31, but he's now left in a very difficult situation. Mutiris will go for the swing, and that is all said and done for map 1. In the end, the pick does go sAw's way, and to be fair, that was a lot closer than I think both of us were thinking it was going to be.
Yeah, no, I was actually impressed with X-Finest. My question going into that was, do they know how to play Nuke? They know how to play Nuke, at the very least. There's a lot more to work on. I think the timings are obviously very tricky to do. I mean, the timing on Snacks' late lurk is a good example of that, but there were a few of them around where maybe a little bit of indecision comes through. Maybe they're not quite sure about what they want to do. They don't have the rock-solid plan.